Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're going to continue and finish up our multiplication lessons. Now we'll obviously be doing multiplication for the remainder of the year and probably for the remainder of your life. Maybe even after. I don't know. Could be. I don't know. I've not been there yet. But these questions are taken from an assignment that we have going on in class right now. However, instead of having decimals in them, we're doing the same problems just without the decimals. By the end of the week, everybody in here should have gone over all 10 problems and be able to get 100 on it. Unless you're moving at the end of the week, and then you're going to just avoid me and not turn in anything anyway. I'm just saying.
He's just saying.
All right, so using my Team Shake Act, because I paid 99 cents for it, I want to get my money's worth. Mariah, how do you say this number? Good, 4 6/10. Mariah, how do you say this number? 1600ths. Good. These are our factors. These are our factors. And we're looking to find our product. Now, when we're doing these, Alyssa, what is the first thing we should do?
You should take away the decimal point.
Okay, but before we do that, we're going to do something else. I can't remember what it is, but before we do it...
Estimate. I told you.
Good. Alyssa said estimate. Let me ask you a question, Alyssa. We're going to go to the whole numbers. So what would you take 4 6/10 to?
Since the 6 is over 5, we're going to take it to 5.
Good. Now this is obviously closer to 0. But it'd be silly to change it to 0. Yeah. So I'm just going to move it up to 1.
Mine isn't even close to 5.
Which tells us our answer should be near 5. If you're way bigger than 5,
yes, I'm way
you've probably done something incorrect. Which is why you should always estimate first. I'm just saying.
I just got these. Just saying, guys.
After we estimate, then, as Alyssa said, we're going to multiply ignoring the decimal points. We're going to change our factors. We're going to take the decimal points out of our factors and just make this problem 46 times 16. 46 times 16. It's so funny. It's so funny.
It's always her. It's always Dylan. It's so me.
Dylan! Dylan! Let me tell you what we're doing here. Dylan, when we multiply this first line, we're multiplying our ones place through. So what we're actually doing is 46 times 6. When we multiply our tens place, we're actually multiplying 46 times 10. Because there's a 1 in the tens place. We're taking 16 and basically putting it in expanded form. 10 times 6. Or 10 plus 6. Now fortunately, because your teacher's a jerk, he says you can use your multiplication chart if you need to. So, let me ask you this, Dylan. What is 6 times 6? Shh. Just Dylan. You have your multiplication chart if you need to look at it. Well, you have somebody else's if you need it. The rest of you are listening. 36. That gives me 36 ones. Or 6 ones and 3 tens. 6 ones and 3 tens. Now, Dylan, 6 times 4 is
Space.
You can look at a multiplication chart.
Yeah.
6 times 4. Okay, shh. 24 plus 3 is 27. So 46 times 6 is 276. So this is what I just did. Now it's easier to multiply by the one digit, so we could move on it that way. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate your willingness to help. Heaven! Now we're multiplying 46 times 10. And when we do that, we put our 0 down because we're in the tens place, not the ones place any longer. So this is going to require some thinking here, Heaven. 1 times 6. Oh my gosh, you see how quickly she got that?
Yeah.
So I have 6 tens. 1 times 4. 4. So I have 4 hundredths. And Heaven, when I add these two products together, what is my sum? Ones place? Tens place? 13, which means I have 103 tens. And my hundredths place? So this was 460. My product is 736. So if this problem was 46 times 16, as long as we did everything correct, my product would be 736.
Yay.
So now we've got to go back over here
There's 3.
and we've got to call on Ari. Ari, how many numbers are behind the decimal point in the problem?
3.
3. 1, 2, 3. There needs to be 3 behind it in the answer.
Oh, I got it right.
Now, so why is this so different from 5?
Well,
Anybody have a thought? Jacob?
Because the desk is
Okay. Will?
because it doesn't have any decimals.
Okay. Essian?
Because 1/16 is closer to 0 than it is to 1.
Good. 16 hundredths is a pretty small number. It's like 16 cents out of a dollar. So this is it's way closer to 0 than 1. So this is going to pull our number down way, way, way smaller. So our product is going to be smaller than 5 because we rounded this way up. But if it were just the problem with no decimals in it, then our answer would be 736. If it didn't have any decimals in it. This one does. But if it didn't, that's certainly what it would equal. That is certainly what it would equal. Don't doubt it. Macy, what are my factors in this problem?
6 and 1/10.
6 and 1/10.
And 1/10.
Good. 6 and 1/10 versus times 1/10. So what do you think my answer is going to be near? What do you think?
7.
Okay, 7. All right, so if we round this to what? 6. Now, if I round this to 1, I'm going even further up than I went on the last problem. So it's going to be between 1 and 0. So it's going to be between 0 and 1 is my answer. Going to be somewhere between 0 and 1. Probably way closer to 0. I think. Andrew.
Andrew is broke.
It's not going to be between 0 and 1. It's going to be less than 0. My bad. It's going to be less than 0. So this is our not negative. 16 cents isn't negative money.
You are
So you can have less than 0 and it not be negative. If you have 16 cents, you have less than $0. All right, so my bad for ignore where I said between 0 and 1. Just ignore it. All right, so Andrew. In my answer, Andrew, how many numbers are going to be behind the decimal point? 3. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3. 3 of them. 3. So what should I do next? Good. We multiply it, ignoring our decimal points. Multiplied, ignoring our decimal points. And Jacob J., if I had a problem like this, is there an easier way to do it than put 0, 0, 0, 0? Excellent. What should I do, Jacob J.?
do 1 times 61, but write a 0 first.
Good. I can take my 0 in my ones place and move it right down. And then just do my tens place, which is 1 times 1 is?
Yeah.
And as my young friend Andrew already told me, no, I was right the first time. Why y'all confuse me? It is between 0 and 1. Please ignore what I said the second time. It was between 0 and 1. I don't know why I confused myself. I'm going to blame Ryan for why I confused myself. I don't know. I don't know.
It was him.
I don't know.
It was her. It was her. It was her. It was
So if it was just 61 times 10, my answer would be 610. But since there are 3 numbers behind the decimal point in this particular problem, it's 610 thousandths or 61 hundredths. We need to know how to multiply 2-digit by 3-digit numbers. If you don't know, you need to practice. Doing it here at school 4 or 5 problems per day is not going to improve your multiplicationing. It's not. You're going to have to practice. What am I going to say next, Evan? Heaven is right. Boom, shakalaka. Peace out. God bless. Love ya. Do something kind today.